From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Kayla Cockrell with today's Free Press Voice Briefing. It's Monday, July 3rd, 2023. If you're planning a cookout for this 4th of July, you can expect to pay slightly less for a market basket of typical staples. Americans can expect to pay $67.73 for groceries to feed 10 people, according to an American Farm Bureau Federation survey. That's down 3%. Or a few dollars from last year's record high. As grocery prices climbed higher thanks to roaring inflation, last year's figures were the highest since the AFBF began tracking prices. Americans spend a smaller percentage of their income on food than any other country, which is in due part to a strong Farm Bill program, said Loren Coman, Michigan Farm Bureau lead economist. While the cost of an average cookout is down slightly, it is still 14% higher than prices were 2 years ago, and the second highest since 2013, when the AFBF began tracking prices. Among the food items the AFBF tracks are cheeseburgers, chicken breast, pork chops, homemade potato salad, strawberries, and ice cream. The cost of a package of hamburger buns increased 17%, the most of all the items. Homemade potato salad is up 5% as the cost of potatoes has risen, and the price of beef is up 4% more than last year. Lemonade, chicken breast, and a package of cookies all cost less this year than last year. For the survey, the AFBF collected data from 240 volunteer shoppers across the country, including Farm Bureau members and others. Along with the 4th of July survey, the AFBF Market Basket series of surveys include the cost of common foods for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Hi, I'm Arpan Lobo. I cover state government and politics for the Detroit Free Press. A Michigan Court of Appeals panel ruled Thursday that the law used by the state health department to issue orders during the COVID-19 pandemic is unconstitutional. Those orders, issued by Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Director Elizabeth Hertel, limited indoor gatherings and dine-in capacity at restaurants as the state navigated through rising coronavirus cases in March of 2021. A catering service challenged the order, and last year a Court of Claims judge dismissed the case, but the Court of Appeals agreed to take it up and reversed the Court of Claims decision. In the majority opinion, Judges Michael Godola and Mark Boonstra wrote the state law cited by Hertel was too broad and delegated too much power without legislative approval. Appeals Judge Christopher Yates dissented. Yates wrote that since the COVID-19 pandemic and emergency orders have long been over, the case is moot and parties should move on. The state does have the ability to appeal the ruling to the Michigan Supreme Court. A lawyer for the catering service called the ruling a victory for the constitutional rights of the people of Michigan. At the time they were issued, the public health orders were designed to slow the spread of COVID in Michigan. But many business owners maligned the impact the reduced capacities had on local businesses. In Michigan, there have been more than 3 million cases of COVID-19, according to state data. More than 43,000 people have died from COVID-19 in Michigan since the start of the pandemic in March 2020.
This is Nusrat Rahman with the Detroit Free Press. Ann Arbor recently joined the growing list of cities across the nation exploring what happens when lower-income families receive a steady stream of cash in their pockets, no strings attached. Last month, Ann Arbor City Council approved a guaranteed basic income program funded by pandemic relief dollars that would provide 100 income-eligible entrepreneurs with $525 a month for 24 months. Ann Arbor joins dozens of other cities across the U.S. testing the idea that steady cash sets families up for financial success. Proponents of guaranteed income programs say it provides a cushion for strapped families.
I'm Andrew Burkle with the Free Press Sports Department, and on Sunday, the face of the Rocket Mortgage Classic finally got his redemption in Detroit. Rickie Fowler has long been one of the most popular players in the PGA Tour, but as those who play the game know, golf can be a cruel, cruel sport, and perhaps no one knows that better than Rickie Fowler. Fowler had a nasty cold spell over the last few years and totally lost his form. At one point, he was the 4th-ranked player in the entire world, but he ended the 2022 season as the 103rd-ranked golfer in the world while failing to even qualify for some of the majors. But when the 2023 season started, something clicked, and Fowler has been a totally different player ever since. It all finally came to fruition this weekend at Detroit Golf Club as Fowler came up clutch with the shot of the day in a playoff with Adam Hadwin and Colin Morikawa, helping clinch his first victory since Super Bowl Sunday in 2019. It was an awesome moment for Detroit sports fans who flooded the course with their orange shirts and hats supporting Fowler the entire way. Fowler thanked the fans after the tournament, saying they were amazing all weekend long.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com.